Hello and welcome to another video in a community that believes weird is wonderful and magic is real, and filming by a very busy road is an awful idea. But I just could not resist being around these leaves. And today, what we're going to be doing here is the first video of, I don't know how many, we'll see. We talked a little bit about it. Or I think we did. It was my plan. We're the first of a number of videos doing some gothic, you know, a little bit of both, Christmas decor shopping. And today, because it is out and about everywhere, today we're going to focus on Michael's. And do know there are a number of things, a lot of basic things at Michael's that I plan to get. So let's pop over to Michael's and then let me decide if we'll include it in this video, like what I pick up, because I know for sure I'm going to pick up some things, but I will let you know. Let's go to Michael's. Lumos. I forgot my wallet, had to go all the way back, but we are here and we are going to have fun. Let's go inside Michael's. Oh, and before I do, I will say I know there are 4 lines total, and the one that I'm the most intrigued by is going to be the Silent Night line. That is the Gothic line, if you want to call it that. We'll find out. We'll find out together. Let's go. I suspect I will be needing a cart. Yes. We have arrived, and we still have a nice little like mix of Halloween over here and Christmas. They've definitely stocked up. Before coming here, I did check some stock, so I have a rough idea of like what I'm looking for. I think this is one of the items. Do I get a basket? I'm trying to determine if I can fit my scooter in the cart or not. I used to be able to, but it's a different scooter. So I love these baskets. It's the only Michael's I've seen like this. They like fold down and they have wheels. What? Look at it. Ah, okay. We already have a tree. Although I think we maybe talked about trees. One thing I'm going to be getting a good number of are bulbs, which I think we talked about. And I see a few. Just let me bring you over here. So these ones down here, there's some solid black ones. I will be stocking up on those. One of the things I like about these is they are actually glass. Oh, and here's the kind of gray ones. Those are pretty. I'll be getting those. I just got to check with Matt how many. And then we are going to be doing white, but we are not going to be doing, I think we're not going to be doing like cream. So that's what's on this side. And then I might do something like this. I don't know. I'm not down for the disco ball. I'll tell you that. These are not glass. They are plastic. So basically, I always do glass ones on the tree and then plastic ones on the wreaths and garland because they're like higher up places. And if they fall, I'm like not too worried about it. I think these might be bigger. I will have to double check. You can clearly tell we have more stocking to do. And then we have like a shiny silver. Yeah, that one's different. We're gonna get a variety of those. I did percolate briefly on these for like a haunted mansion tree, but it didn't seem like the right purple. Definitely not doing all of that. Let's see what's on this side. Reds and blues. Okay. I'll probably peruse all of these plastic ones. I know there's more I want to see. Am I still going to look at the Halloween? You bet your butt. Now, there are also individual ornaments, and they claimed to have them. But it's looking sparse over here, Michael's. It's looking real sparse. And I need to look up and see what they look like. I know there's one that's like a spiky business. Actually, there's 2. There's like one full-on spiky. It looks like the Death Star. It looks like the Death Star. It's very goth. So let's see. Here, let me show you. It's a lot to show you. I am not going to be showing you every single item. You know, these stores go a little bit harder on Christmas than they do Halloween. Although, I'll give it to Michael's, okay? They've done like quite a lot of Halloween. I mean, I think they had 4 lines, and there's 4 lines so far that I'm aware of. We will not be doing any Santa things. I don't know if we already talked about that. We probably did, but sorry, sir, off the table. Or Santa like related things. I feel like they have a number of kind of clear, but they are the, what's the word I'm looking for? That finish right there, whatever that's called. I know it some days. I don't know. I don't know words other days. And trees and candles. There's really not a lot over here. I think I know where the black dark line is around that corner. That corner. Oh, I could. You could. I don't love this one specifically, but you could take something like this. I don't know, spray paint it black. That's like my go-to. And throw it on your tree. You know what I mean? $4.99 is a bit much. They are not doing sales, as far as I'm aware. Okay, just kidding. 40% off? Michaels, I don't think we ever did that on Halloween when it dropped. Would have liked to see that. We have a lot to fill out right now. It seemed like they had a lot of stock, but I guess they just have a lot to put out. But this is the garland section, so all of these red bits we will be passing on. Okay, we have some like bells. Could do like a snowflakey vibe. I have an idea for a theme. Don't know if I shared it. That could work in that. We have snowmen. I don't really know what's going on with these. Snowflakes, bulbs. You could even make these. You could change the colors of these. I just don't like the actual like wire. Candies. Again, that could be quite the crafting project, but you can make that a little bit more black and white. And then more bulb garlands. So this is where we're at. It's possible we will need to come back to Michael's. I wasn't anticipating that. I thought that it'd all be out by now because, you know, everybody's crazy about Christmas. Not gonna lie, I like that there's a toad right above the Christmas section. Halloween is still out, and they are watching. What are and still in need of ornaments, it seems. I don't know if I'm going to be finding the ornaments, if they lied to me and it said it's online, or if it's just in a completely different section. But here are the ones we have. Now this one seems more manageable to paint the red black. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were doing like a full-on, I have so many theme ideas. That could work. And just paint everything black, right? That makes it goth. We have that one. Not a whole lot else. We have a purple tree though. Oh, you could do this. This is actually a Halloween garland, but like, look, it's green. It's witches. It is still at my Michael's, so that could work for Christmas. We have more of these like plastic bulb sets. Interesting. Lots and lots of reds, and also like gingerbread style ornaments here. I don't know, I feel like you could do a good dark like gingerbread theme. It seems they're still stocking. They do have their Limex, you know, villagey situation over here. 40% off. Cute. We don't do the village. I think I'm glad. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much to gather. I like the idea, but it's like, I was gonna say it's endless shopping, but it's what we do. So maybe that's not an excuse. And over here, what do we have here? Oh, we can't forget Elf on a Shelf. You know what I'm saying? And lots of toys. I wasn't expecting like a whole toy section. Okay, Michaels, where is this section? I know there's Christmas over there, so maybe that's more filled out. I have seen over here, so to make it fit in, instead of going just black, you could go like clear items. I forget what line this is. Oh, Frosted Fairy Tale. So this one lights up. Can we light up? We don't want to light up. I don't feel like pulling that out. But you could go like clear. It's got that shimmery business that I forgot what it's called. It's a little too happy for me, this line. But like maybe some things could work. Like the little stag. The trees. We have some like nutcracker situations over there. Wait, does this work? There we go. Well, that's interesting. Here, let me take this down. Here is the full effect. I was not expecting like a blue kind of purple vibe. That's interesting. Let's see if the deer is the same. Oh wait, no, the deer doesn't light up. JK, but there's that deer. See what I mean? Like something clear could work with that theme. Obviously with goth and gothic, especially goth. There's so many themes you can do. Let's see what else we have. We have some like candly businesses, a white tree, that could also work. I don't really do a lot of shaped candles, but they do have 2 tree options with the glitter. Always the glitter. Oh, that's what that is. I saw this online. It's a tabletop decor thing. I don't get it, personally. Well, the garlands are filled out, mostly. All kinds of garlands. Garlands are something I'm not planning to, like, buy a whole lot of. It's why we tried to buy, like, quality garlands. But it is the staple, I feel like, for Christmas, is to bring in some greenery or blackery. Because I think when you're... Is that okay? Because I think when you're going to do like black garland, it really depends on the theme. Sometimes I want the black to be kind of everywhere else. Sometimes I want it to actually be the leaves. So what do we got here? But if you were going to do black garland, now is not the time. Halloween would have been the time. And you know, the perk of it being in stores, you get to really feel her up. So we have a lot of like plain ones. That's more silicone-y. That's my style, but you know, them things. Are we doing sales? I don't see any sales. Then we got this one. This one with just pine cones here. 2 different kinds of pine cones. Actually, they have a lot of options for just like more plain garlands, which is nice because I will be taking apart my garlands, kind of, sort of. I'll be removing this kind of red. She's a little too alarming. There's certain themes that I feel like that could work, but not as much this year. So with these kinds of garlands, like especially the green ones, all of these green ones, they are much more versatile. Very interesting. I wonder what this person's thought was. We have black and green over here. And then wreaths. Okay, we have more garland down here. We got the glittery garland. So we have some like glittery berry garland. We're getting into the snowy bits. Then we have, I think I have this one. Pine cones with little berries. This is thrilling, right? Totally thrilled. These are more dainty. So again, that's kind of why it's nice to be able to like come in person and just like touch it, see how full it is. And you get to pick it out yourself. So there's that one. And these white ones here, I feel like could be good for a theme. I mean, maybe we do it. And just snow in general could fit in with like a black and white, a number of themes. And I think these are all pre-lit. So these are going to be more traditional, like artificial tree style material. They have a bunch of those. Then they have ones with like a little tinselly business. It's very bendable. I do like that about it. And very thick. And here's just a little pan of all the wreaths. We have a lot of like base level wreaths here that you can just build off of. So it's like they blended tinsel in that one. Most of these are a little too gaudy for me. I did get a number of florals during Halloween season, so we'll be like playing with those a bit more. And then you've got your reds here. These reds. You could just go like really classic with this one. And then full on red with the poinsettias. Poinsettia? I think I'm saying it wrong. Berries here. And then you have like these sort of, I would say these are really suited for like a pillar. Maybe even taking one. I have a piece like this and another and flipping it. It would be a good base piece on top of a table and then just like build off of that or use it just on a table in general to wrap around maybe a centerpiece. I don't have a lot of just plain ones of those. I do have stars and bows. I'm not seeing a whole lot for me personally. We even have a bow, like kind of wood wreath situation. Twigs, you know what I mean. Stars, all of that. Okay, let's go around the corner. I legit thought there was going to be more here. Okay, we do have more. I don't know what line this is. I swear to God, Michaels, if you lied to me, there was a pillow that I wanted that it said was in stock. There was an art print. We will quote that. Okay, we know this is AI stuff and we'll, have words about it. That I was considering getting, and it said in stock at this store. So if I do not find it, I'm going to have words. All the words. Like, do you want my money or what? What's happening here? If not, I'm just going to order online. Yeah, what the heck? We might need to be back. So, I was considering getting that wreath. It's Halloween over there. We might pop over there too, because that'll fit in. Okay, then Michael's has work to do. Lots of work to do. Holy bowl, that's huge. Oh, so they do open up. Okay, we have a huge white bow for $35 for some fabric. Okay. That is a Stranger Things. Anybody else excited for that? Do you hear it right now? Watch me get flagged. But here is like a really large black bow. I may or may not have acquired some bows, not from here, and a little bit smaller, but that is a statement piece if I've ever seen one. All right, I don't remember what this line is called. Oh no, here it is. Peppermint Lane. So I did just talk to somebody also. And apparently, just FYI, this is just Michael's in general. If something says in stock, it may not always be in stock. It is shipped that way when it arrives is when it goes to being in stock. So they do not currently have those items out there in the back. So that's when it happens. So I will be coming back next weekend to film the rest of this, but we'll get all of this in, and then yeah, I'll see if I squeeze that in, because there's not a lot in this line that I'm interested in. I was coming for the Silent Night line. So this line, the Peppermint Lane line, as you can tell, is quite red. Quite red. And I mean, could do this. It's a little on the cream side. I will probably not be doing much else. I'm going to just pan here so you all can see. We got a lot of Santa things. We have a lot of plaid things and sleighs and such. Santa pictures, like a lot of the things that I will not be doing. Mugs. So, like I said, I'm not going to show you everything. I just wanted to give you like the things that I feel are more of a goth or gothic vibe. If you are doing a Santa vibe, we do have, excuse the louder here. It's part of the purchasing options. We do have this right here. Could go for that if you're doing Santa vibes. Yeah, I could pick up a few things though. And then these bells. You could always change the top out here. And because we will be leaning a little bit more silver than gold with just hints of gold in different places. So that's a possibility. I'm not seeing a whole lot. So let me just like give you a pan. If you're interested in candy cane stuff and Santa things, this line is for you. If you feel yourself quite naughty, this line is for you, okay? We have the dark. I was just thinking out loud. We have the like North Pole. Again, like you really could, this would take a bit more work, but you really could take this and make it darker, but you got to be okay with spending the coin and modifying things. Like, I don't know. We have a plush nutcracker. He's kind of cute. I will never purchase something like that, but he's cute. So, lots of different trees over here. They kind of feel like they're like icing, which is kind of cool. There's those dogs on chairs. Yeah, and then we have Halloween. So, and now, oh, they have the cat. Oh my God. This cat lamp has been, I saw it in the store in Michael's, the very first drop at a completely different Michael's, and I didn't get it. I don't love the shade. That will change. And I never saw it in the store again. OMG, 50% off. I might need this. Weirdly, I'm looking at it now and I'm like, I don't know. Is it that good? But 50% off? It would be $20. I would need to modify this. I might need it, you guys. Oh my God. It has been online only. I was not anticipating coming here for that. I mean, we could go through the Halloween stuff and just like point out what would make good. Yeah, we could do that. Maybe we do that. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to walk you through just like very selectively things in the Halloween line. Don't know if it'll still be out there for you by the time you see this video. Sorry. That could fit in like to a goth Christmas, but I'm super stoked to see this cat. And by the way, they have like 5 of them. I don't know where they were at the beginning or throughout Halloween, so I'm gonna pick the best looking one of all of these, and I'm getting that. All right, we have a winner going in the basket. So even if they're not available, maybe it can help give ideas. But for example, we have this right here. It's like a little heart with a keyhole ceramic situation. I feel like that could fit in, especially if you were going for more of like a romantic vibe, Christmas-wise, goth romantic. I'm not even going to bother showing you like all of the garland, although I'm very tempted by this one. I was tempted throughout. It's 50% off, obviously. I'm tempted to get it for future ones, but I'm not going to show you. So much of this garland could work. Plants, you know, all the things. If you want to see it in detail, we have covered all of this in Halloween walkthroughs. Not this stuff. No. I can tell you one thing I'm going to be pondering. Sorry, looking on the other side. We're attempting to multitask. Is considering I have a lot of running themes in my head for future goth Christmases. Some of them might include like, I don't know, little skull skeletons. And if I can get them at a deep discount, I can like kind of paint them to improve them, or like a bundle of these. I might need to do that. I might need to do $19 original price for a bag of plastic. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously it's on sale, but spider webs could work. So if you need to stock up and you want to do that for Christmas, or Gothmas I should say, you can do that. I feel like this guy, really any basic, not a lot to them, classic black pieces or white could work. Don't know. Tabletop decor. I mean, obviously whatever you put in this, you're going to see through the whole thing. This tray could work. I just tend to, I don't know. You're not really seeing whatever you put on it. You're not going to see that. So up to you. You know, I was actually pondering this guy, the little skull. I have shown it to you. Maybe in the dungeon area. We'll be talking about that room. Obviously, like classic witchy signs could fit in, so you can get a nice discount. We did get one of these. That could work. All the basic pieces, a toad, a cat, even a Ouija stuff. So this planchette, like container. You know, this top right here, that's the part I don't like. Beyond that, that could be a cool piece for a nice stark, like standout white piece. And then these candles, I feel like could fit in nicely. Any of these, obviously you want to read what it's made out of. So after you burn the candle, maybe you could actually use it as a glass. That would be a cool glass, I feel like. Vases, of course, just black vases in general. That one's a little more opaque. A little sort of serving tray. Really a lot of the things that I'm showing you I didn't highlight as much for Halloween, but I feel like could work well for Christmas. And then we have our garland. Okay, I never saw this piece. What was this? Oh, it's an Alice in Wonderland piece. Could even just, I don't know, paint the back there and then you have a cool shelf going on. This cage that taunts me every time. That could work. I never saw this piece. If it were more detailed, I'd be tempted by that. That's kind of cool. Okay, that's about all I'm going to show you because we are going to come back next weekend. It'll all be in this video. And I'm going to go get me a bunch of bulbs because they do have those. Just a little preview of these sorts of things I will be getting this year. Okay, it'd be looking sparse out there, so we are going to come back on another day. Welcome to another day. I've given it enough time. It has been more than the weekend, and the manager said that they would have it out by the weekend. So let's go inside and see if the whole thing is in there and what goods we're going to get. There's definitely more. Oh, they filled out the garland. Okay. Where is the... Let's go to the line first. So we'll go to the... Oh, please be here. The tension. The suspense. Where the crap is it? I'm gonna be a little confused if that line is not out. Where's this line? Because this is Halloween. Dude told me this line was gonna be out. Okay, now we just came out 15 minutes and she's not in stock. It is not in stock. Everything but that is in stock. So I need to go to another Michael's. Oh, it's not part of the plan. Okay. We are back at another Michael's, because I went to that same Michael's twice now, and they still have everything out except this one line that I want to see, and I have seen it. Also, that's creepy. Anybody see the faces in that car? This one line that I want to see, and I've already scoped it out at this location, and it is here. So let's go inside and let me show you, and let me get out of the sun so I do not turn to dust. Okay, last time I was here, it was almost fully stocked, like 85% stocked. They've definitely sold some things and have not restocked it. So we will insert some clips anytime there's anything to show. My God, Michaels, what is going on right now? Okay. Here is the Silent Night collection, which as of right now is still 40% off. So like I said, I'm going to show you in detail what I see here now. I can tell you, like I said, there was a whole lot more stock when I was last here. So, okay, let's start over here. So at the top, we have a couple nutcrackers. I will have some words about these. I like that they're all black. I do, okay. But there's just a little bit of detail going on. Like the glue is protruding in places. Otherwise, I like the little floofiness. I like all of that. And then there is this guy. These are the smaller ones. If you can see, there is a larger collection down there. So they're like going for the gothic vibes with the studs here. That's all fine and dandy. It's just the finessing that Michaels seems to lack. Do you see the giant glob of glue? I can't do it. This is why I like to see these things in person. Speaking of in person, so we have these two trees, and I am mildly tempted to get them. We have this taller one. Both of them are like a silver and black situation now. This is, I feel like this might be glass. I could tell you there's a gold underneath to them. And I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so this is the larger one. It's $34.99 before the 40%. And it has this like silver sort of shimmery business. Please excuse the children right now. It's not a light up. It's just a little statue situation. So there's that one as I almost break it. And then this one, I would say leans a little bit more goth, kind of a little stead vibe, if you will. And the highlights on that are more of a black than they are silver. I'm curious if this is the one that I picked up the other day, or if they actually stocked it. Let me put this over here. Because I was going to get it, and I saw this. It took like one touch of something, and it is scratched. So it actually has a gold underneath. So if you get one little scratch on this sucker, and I was going to buy two of them, and I am not anymore, you're going to notice it. So you may need to touch up. If you're okay with that, that's on you. Okay, I don't want to have to be doing touch-ups to things, as I paid, well, almost full price. And then down here, I'm going to skip, you know, the non-black stuff that they've just put in this collection. It's not part of the collection. So we have some, like, I think these are metal snowflake sort of decor pieces, and they have a small and a large. So it's like three-dimensional, nice heavy metal situation. A little smaller one there. And then you know I have words about the art here at Michael's. There are at least, I think, 4 total in this collection. Highly doubt an actual artist was paid for this. So just keep that in mind. And the other thing they like to do, I otherwise like it, okay? I like that it's black. I like it's more of a darker Gothmas vibe. But they will like try and, this is not just a Michael's thing. They will try and like pretend like this is, we don't need to, you know, be doing that. Like it was actually painted. Like it's like Mod Podge. Can we not? Otherwise, I like a good black deer. So we have that one. It's a smaller canvas print. And then we have, there have been black deer all over the place. I will show you one here, and then a couple here, and then we've seen a number at Home Goods, which that'll be coming to you. But they have these. They're a little bit more blocky, I would say. This bell is just like elastic attached to it. She's a little wobbly too, I'm noticing. But we have a larger one, and then a small one here. And then down in the bottom, which I could tell they have sold one already. There were 4 here originally, and when I first saw this in photos, I was mildly tempted because it's a good classic. Hey, it's what I like about black. It's a good classic piece that you can build off of, but I will say the details are a bit lacking. So it'll need a little bit of fixing up, in my opinion. It's a little flimsy too. I otherwise like the idea because it's a good like buildable piece, but the way it's done, I'm just not a fan. For $50 regular price. And then here are our larger, just so you can get a good idea. That's the smaller nutcrackers. And then we have these larger ones here. And all the same issues, You know, we've got stuff like this. Can you fix it up? Of course. That's for you to decide. I don't generally, sometimes I will. It depends on the price point and how much I need to fix up, if I will still purchase a piece. But yeah, anyway. And then we have a number of candles, just basic classic candles, nothing real special about them, but they are different shapes. There's that one. We got a little like twisty business. This music's a little too cheery for this section, if you know what I mean. We got that one there. All right, so now for a piece I was strongly considering until I took a closer look. Love everything about it. When you're nice and far away, love everything about it. I love that it's black. I love that we're not going all black. I love that we're getting different textures, all of that. But when you get nice and close here, you notice things like that. And the price point that Michaels does for their wreaths is just not worth it to me. Otherwise, you know, I like the bow. I like everything else, but this is a piece that I feel like you could DIY this sucker yourself. Just believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Up here, I will show you. It was here. We have a little like black sort of Mary. It's a black plush pillow and it says Mary on it. I may or may not have purchased it. You may see that at the end of the video, but it's a smaller size than this other pillow. And this one, it's like, I don't know, they were trying to go for the goth vibes. It's like you throw a stud on it and you're good to go. It does feel kind of glued on. I don't know how this is going to hold up. It's certainly not something that you can like lean on and be comfortable on. Aesthetic wise, it's fine. It's fine. And then there was a large piece over here. I'll put a clip right there. I don't remember what the heck it was. It was something dark and Christmassy. I feel like it was a larger deer, if I'm remembering right. So kind of similar to this one here. I think it was a really large, like, canvas print going on there. And then we have this, again, we are going to quote the words art here. This is my friends. Make the choice you want to make that you feel comfortable with. But we have a sort of more of a goth black and white Christmas tree, or just, you know, just a snowy tree. And then we have a bell. So like, do they all go well together? Sure. We're still doing the same thing that we did on the other one with the Mod Podge situation, but those are the canvas prints over here. And then we have this marble piece, so it's like a serving tray. Now this was actual, this is proper marble. Nice like metal handle there. And then you can see they're really pretty like gray and white marble going on there. It's of the smaller size, but she is a hefty business. And then we have some more like kind of silhouette all metal pieces that are trees. Not really my jam. I feel like we see stuff like this every year, not necessarily at Michael's. But yeah, it's just like, there's nothing fancy about it. Yeah, and they have a small, medium, and large, I guess. But there is that tree. And then we turn to this section. Over here, we have some bells. I'm mildly tempted by these bells. They also have some cheaper versions that you could just spray paint that are large bells like this. How much are we selling these bells for? 60 bones, you guys, plus 40% off. Okay. That's a black one right there. It's a large bell, but that's, you know, you do you. And then we have a silver one over here, kind of like both. I'm considering them. I'm considering at least something like that for a specific spot in the kitchen. And then over here, we have like a little votive, if you will, kind of a candle holder that's going to give like a nice silhouette. and it's like a foresty vibe, just all black. The all black branchy tree, you know we like that. It is a very, I will tell you, see I knew this one was still here. She's a very light metal. Okay, a little ding goes a long way. This is why I like to look at these things in the store if I can. And we have a basic candle here. It's got a very interesting texture. I almost got this, but it is not scented, so I'm gonna pass on it. I would say it has a bit of a subtle like burgundy underneath the black. And then over here, okay, kind of dig this reindeer. We have a little reindeer with a sled. It's like a ceramic business. So the sled is open. And, well, you'll be seeing this one in more detail, but I really liked the stud situation going on there. Okay, I can tell you what was popular, and there's a third ornament. So we have this one right here. I did pass up on it. It's interesting. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that one. There's one more that was in here. I will be showing it to you, okay, when we get home. And then we have this one right here, this black one. So 3 different sort of baubles. And I might be showing you that one in detail too, okay. And then we have this frame. Nothing particularly special about it. It's an all black frame. You can find that situation almost anywhere. I mean, not a bad idea to have some classic pieces in here as well. And then up at the top, here, let me grab the one that's not like busted, if you can tell. We have this little reindeer statue. We were mildly tempted. It's the glasses. I could do without the glasses. Otherwise, I like a good classic, you know, dressed up reindeer. The antlers are flocked. And then the like vesty tie area is flocked, but it is otherwise a bit of a bust. And this guy, mildly tempted by this guy, maybe minus the styrofoam. I like the little like glittery businesses. I love a fox. We have an all black fox. It's reading wood. Is it actually wood? We will never know, but it's got like a little serving tray, so you could put something there. It is a tall piece. There's the boots with a little glittery business, and we got that gorgeous foxy tail right there. Again, this is a piece that I'd probably want to pick up in store just to be sure she's good to go. And now I will show you anything else that has already like sold out, that I saw before it sold out. But let me know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through Michael's and move past just the Silent Night line and show you anything that, like, I don't know, that I dig and I feel like would fit into like a gothic Christmas. So this is the lighting area. There are a couple pieces I was tempted by. Okay. We'll be doing a little bit more white. Some years we'll be doing more white. Love this one. A good spiky business. The only complaint I have is it's battery operated. And we have these white ones here, but here's a good pan. You have a lot of like lighting situations, and 50% off. Okay, here are some of the other bells I've seen that might be cheaper. They're not as large. Yeah, $11.99. Like, what was that price over there? We have this one right here, more of a medium size. Here, let's just compare really quick so you can see the difference in price. This one comes with a little like greenery business, so yeah, I'd say more of a smaller size. It is probably, I'd say, lighter metal as well, so keep that in mind as far as like, you know, it getting dinged up. And then comparison number 2, I could tell you right now that this bell is a lot shinier than that one, so it depends on the vibe that you're going for. I feel like either could work. We have all of our tree toppers. Obviously a number of these could work as well. I'm mildly tempted. Oh, if it didn't have any flecks. I was looking for something like this that I would sort of paint black. I'm going to keep my peepers peeled. Just the, you know, just the gold part. Let's see if we see any ornaments that would work. Just a general, like, snowflakey vibe. And I'm not really seeing much else. There is an item. Oh, let's go down the garland. I know of a garland that they were definitely going for more of the Gothmas vibe. And that is this sucker right here. So basically the same as the wreath. I feel like they could have kept the toppers on. Why would you take them off, you know? So might go through and add that. I don't love that, but from afar, she's cute. You know what I'm saying? So there is the whole vibe. We also have like a little beaded felt one. We have a regular beaded one. Santa's holding on for dear life. And then we have some like black and gold spotted bows as a garland. So, very cute. We have this glittery clear one. Hey, this could fit into a Haunted Mansion vibe. Get it? Anybody? A good pearl garland. Do you feel like some things could be taken and turned a little bit more Gothmas like this right here? She's a little rough, but I feel like you could take a gingerbread, make it more of a skeleton gingerbread, you know what I mean? That one will be more challenging to do, but if you had a good base, lots of things could work down here. You know I love me a glittery business. That could work. Lots and lots of minis. I generally pass up on the minis. And then we have all of our like sort of branchy businesses, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, look at this guy. Good black glittery business. But I like a nice base. As you would have seen in another video, we did pull out our garland. So I want to gauge how much more we need, if any. There are some stems I've seen that I really like. They're just not in this area. So a lot to choose from. Don't know what's going on with the pink. So for those of you out there that are more of the Halloween types, I am not that type. Now is the time to be getting some of that for whatever reason. I guess like peppermint. Maybe that's why. It does smell so good right here. The cinnamon really coming through. We do have a little bit of a broom situation there. Cute. Okay, these are the picks that I'm talking about. Nice full ones. So you got your reds, you got your greens, you got your snowy businesses, and we have a lot of like nice plain ones. It's like these guys really right here. They have almost a nice kind of silicone, almost real life vibe, but they're a good base to build off of. Pine cones and just the, prickly businesses. Same for these over here, but you know which ones I liked? I really like these. I don't know why. I think if we go for more of a Winter Wonderland vibe one year, or I have ideas, maybe I shared them, I don't know. That could work. We got more of a gold business. And we have a white one over here. It's got a little bit of a glitter. And then a lot of sort of snowy options there. More of a white poinsettia there. And then the garland. This whole freaking aisle. This whole aisle is garland. Red garland, green garland. Only green garland. Only red garland. This one's kind of neat. I like this one. A nice like, oh, I'm thinking of a theme. Here, let me give you a good pan of all of them. Nice options. Really stepping it up because, Joanne really took the cake for me for garland, but I feel like I'm seeing more better quality, a little bit more real life style garlands from Michaels this year. So here's a good pan. You've got your piney businesses, a bit of a glitter there, kind of a dewy raindrop. This one gives a little bit more real life vibes going on there. Getting your berries, not too many berries. Then you're getting all the berries. I dig this. Just don't look too closely, okay? That's a lot of garland, be fair, unless you're paying some nice coin for it. But yeah, look at all of them. Then we have a little bit of a snowy business. We got full-on berries. These, they could be real hit or miss. You get more of your classic like tree situation, and then a lot of this one's nice. It's nice and thick, and it has different kinds of like tree. Why was I going to call it fir? Okay, Aubrey. Yeah, a lot of different options down here. Then we have stockings and tree skirts. A lot of white. I feel like white can work. So we have a good like floofy, very soft white. This is more of like a medium-sized tree skirt. 30 inches, that one. Ornaments. These are the shatterproof ones. Any of these, like in these plastic containers, are shatterproof, which I do consider some of the shatterproof ones for like wreaths and garlands, things that if it drops, I'm not going to freak out. They have that one in all black, and then they have this like larger one. Kind of dig that. We got more of a silver white ornament. I just wish they did without the disco ball. I don't need that version. This one's more of a snowy version type. We have our DIY area. We have wrapping paper. I've not come across any wrapping paper yet. Still a little weird to have the Halloween across the Christmas. On the other side, at least at my Michael's, we have the glass ornaments. And they have all your colors. They've got your blue, your green, your purple, your red. And then behind ladder number 1 over here, we have your whites, your golds, and your silvers, and your grays and blacks. There are blacks as well. May or may not have acquired a number of those already. Yep. We'll be showing you that. We have some larger tree skirts. I like a nice floofy business. We might be experimenting with a white one in the future. Dig that. And then we have a white, like kind of a glittery tree skirt. And they do have some wax melts. So if you want, you can always smell them like in the candle version and then look for them over here. Sadly, I did not see the berries, but maybe I do at this location. No, this was the location I was at. I didn't see the berry one, or I would have gotten it, because Miss Justine has got me into the wax melts, I'll tell you what. I feel like I showed you pretty much all of the bows already. We do have a white one. I'm not sure if I showed that one, a little floofy business. All right, here's the white collection I spotted. It's a little bit more color going on here. What is this line called? Why do I always forget what this is called? I always want to use the word opaque. That is not the word. If this were all white or all black, I would consider that. It's very like princessy. Interesting. The topper's cute. Kind of. I kind of dig this finial ornament. Really love a good finial ornament. Very pretty. You got your bells galore. They're a little too shiny for my taste, but you could always rough them up. And the florally businesses, the little pokers, the stems, the sticks, the sparkly businesses. Or the fluffy businesses. Why do I like a good floofy thing that's mildly cute? Do I need it? Okay, friends, that might be a wrap at like everything goth or Gothmas at Michael's. Let's head home and I will show you what all I got. Okay, I am back and still in black. So let's start with, I have purchased a number of things from that Gothic line, from just around about Michael's, and also from the Halloween line. So let's start with the Halloween line, show you that, and then we'll dive into the more Gothic Christmas line. This, not going to be new to you. More of the black sparkly garland. Couldn't help myself. Some $1,000,000% off. Got a couple of those. These, okay, probably also for like 50-60% off. I got like 5 of these, and then 3, these ones, I think they're slightly bigger, is a case of skulls, because I don't know if I shared it in a video, maybe I did, but definitely going to be part of a theme for future years. Trying to think in the future so we can, you know, take in all of those discounty businesses. This guy right here, we might do like a proper like green wreath. This is part of the Halloween line. I saw it a number of times. It is just a glittery, branchy business, and I'm here for it. It feels like the kind that you just don't add too much to it, but I don't know. I think that's actually the top. So I'm going to percolate on like what I add. Maybe there's like bulbs, berries. I don't know about berries, but pretty deeply discounted. Also, technically part of the fall line, I got this pumpkin pie candle. It just like, it smelled very close. Why am I showing it to you? It smelled very close to pumpkin carving, and that is like my favorite Bath & Body Works scent. That was sold out, and I did not get to get one this year. So I got that, and then I got this one, a little waxy melty business. Autumn Walk. I feel like that obviously bleeds into Christmas time because we are still in the autumnal times. This actually isn't Halloween, but I really love the smell. Frosted berries. It's a good size candle too. Yeah, that is so tasty. I am quite hungry right now. Okay, and the last Halloween item, you may have seen me perk up. I just wanted to say perk up just a wee bit in the video because I saw this cat lamp online. No, sorry. I saw it at a Michael's, like when Halloween first dropped, and I wanted to percolate on it. I did like it. And then after percolating, I really wanted it, but it was never in stores again until we just went there.
when Christmas is out. What is going on? There were a number of pieces. There's another item that will be in a different video that was like never out in the store, and then it came out at the very end, where on Halloween was on clearance. But it is this black cat lamp. So the cat itself obviously is black. It's got, like, you could tell the little like furry business texture going on there. You know I love me a kitty cat. And here's the back, minus the tag, big old tail. And then the lampshade. The lampshade is kind of a basic B. I have ideas. When I first saw this, I knew I would probably get it and I would swap out the lampshade. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't buy it right away because she is $40 isn't that bad. I'm pretty sure it was 50% off. You would know if you saw the footage. But I knew when I saw it, I was going to swap this out. So we're going to go a little bit more, still probably black, but a little bit more velvety, like a Victorian, little tassel-y business vibe, I think. Slightly different shape is what I'm thinking. But we do not have a lot in the way of like light fixtures, especially in the living room area. So we still need to get like an end table to actually put it on. But that is where I'm leaning towards that going. I just need to get me a lampshade. How cute is that cutie? All right. That is the end of the Halloween-y business. Actually, wait, this one's like totally random. This was in the keychains. Okay. It's a plush gray heart. I have ideas for this. We will get into that in a video because I may have ordered something else to go with that. Okay. Boring things out of the way. I got me some S-hooks because I have loads and loads of gold S-hooks, but we are not doing gold. It will exist. They are going to be like mixed metals. Probably already talked about that, but leading more silver than gold. And now, continuing with basic, we are really building up the Christmas tree because we are almost starting from scratch. So picked up some glass baubles, ornaments, bulbs, whatever you want to call them. So got one set of the silver glittery ones. Got two of the white ones. We opted to not get the cream. We're going for more of a pure, stark white. And then I got two of the black ones. So we're going to go a little bit heavier on the black situation on the tree. So those are some just more basic classic ornaments to kind of fill it in, but we'll have more detailed ones. Speaking of ornaments, there were 3 total. And well, one of them was like completely wiped out, which was the one that I knew I wanted the most. Here, I'll show you that one first. I call it the Death Star ornament. Look at it. Look at that spiky business. Like, is that not going to catch some light or what? I like a good, like, bit of edge, but also a sparkly business. It's not sparkling, it's just the light hitting off of it, but it's just this, like, silver studded bauble. Kind of a more medium size. And then I didn't care for the one with the little, like, dangly bits. Not a fan. But I did get this one. So it's like a black velvet ornament. It's 100 million % styrofoam underneath this. So just so you know, what was the price on this? Who knows? But it was like 40% off. And then, so they have like this sort of thing, but just in a little strip, and then have like a different kind of pokey business. So it just like rotates between each one. So I felt like because we are leaning more like singular ornaments that are unique and a whole bunch of them, why not get it? Now for the noisemakers. We got us a bell. I probably am not going to keep the berries on it or the red ribbon. That'll probably change out, but this was one of the cheaper ones. Mind all the stuff all over it. The snow. But I have ideas for it. And then this one was actually part of the Silent Night line. So a lot lighter in like material, like a very light metal, whereas this is quite heavy. Oh my God. It is quite heavy and it has a flat base. So it's already set up to just be sitting, which is what I plan on having it do. And this one is like heavy duty metal. I don't know, like a stainless steel vibe, some kind of metal. It has a little bit more of a shimmer here. And just so you know, if you are planning on getting these, because I think these were like $11.99 with like 40% off, this base is glued on. So if you do want to remove the whole thing, you'll need to re-glue it and hide the glue. Not a big deal for me because it wasn't too bad a price once the discount was on. Yeah, so I want to get one of each size. And as you would have seen in the thumbnail, I got me the Mary pillow. So what I like about it, it's black. It is also like gold, or I think that's probably more of a brassy color, but I like that it's very simplistic. So, excuse me, she can work with like all of the other pillows that I have. There's not a lot going on. I could still have the spooky like skeleton-y pillows and then have this sat there and bring in all the merriness, you know what I'm saying? And it is like a crushed velvet sort of feel, really, really soft. So would actually be a comfy pillow. Love that. That was actually, I think, the first item that I picked up. And then I did get those tabletop snowflake like metal decor pieces, and I got 3 total. So I got 2 of the large ones and then 1 of the smaller one, just to have like a little, it's always good to do it in numbers of 3s, but just to have one that's a little bit different. So that's the smaller one and that's the larger one. And like I showed you, it is metal, so it can kind of like lay in any which direction you want it to. That maybe is going to be like on the dining table. I don't know. We will find out together. And then I did get, I actually saw it online and it was saying that it was only sold online. So do go to your Michaels because their inventory communication is not stellar. Okay. But like I showed you in there, this is a very flimsy metal. So maybe be careful when, well, maybe only buy it in the store, but also be careful like when you're storing it. I'm telling that to myself. But I just love that it is like a black kind of forest vibe there. I got to figure out the candle that I want. We could just go with the one that we had in the main centerpiece for Halloween that changes multiple colors. I really like that one. That could work. That is the seam. We don't need to see that, but yeah. So obviously gonna hold a candle. And then I told you I was going to show you this one in more detail. I did get me the reindeer with the sled situation. Now my husband was like, is that meant to be like a wine bottle holder? I mean, it doesn't say decorative holder. It doesn't like specifically say. I don't personally think a wine bottle would fit there. But I don't drink wine, so I'm going to pretend it isn't a wine bottle holder, but it is a really cute, like you'll see a number of black reindeer, okay, that we are acquiring, but it's a very cute reindeer. I like that it has a little like bag or sled, not a sled, more of a bag, like a Santa sack. I like that it's all black. I love the little stud business going on there. I like that we actually have a face. One thing I will say, and I didn't notice this until I was checking out, is these are quite fragile. So also when you are packing this up and storing it away, be mindful of the antlers. They have a little wiggle to them, you know? So anyway, I like it. It's a basic like black piece, and we could do something with the actual sack. That sounded weird. All right. And then last but not least, and I think that's the last one, and not at all part of the Silent Night line, I did get the snowflake, the black and silver. Really, really like that it's silver. It's like a little sparkly silver doormat. So it is the core, what do you call it? Core. The coconut, the traditional doormat material, nice and sturdy. It's gonna go like a good, because look, my HOA done kneecapped us, okay, on the outside decor. Maybe we'll talk about that in a video, a vloggy business. But it's winter, okay, HOA. We can have this up for all of winter. Thank you very much. Shove it, okay, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that is why I like to look at more than just what is like intended to be the more gothic line. But yeah, that is everything that I got so far from Michaels. Let me know your thoughts and feels on the gothic line and all the things. And did you score some good like Halloween-y businesses, especially the ones you haven't seen? I'd love to know and chat with you in the comments down below. But until next time, my magical friends, remember to love what you love with everything you have and keep making magic. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Me awkwardly looking for cars coming behind me.